So, when it comes to figuring out the collision on most of the imported meshes don't have any issues with them, as you can see, aside from minor inconveniences. But when it comes to the terrain, it's not so simple. So clearly, terrain is the bigger issue. Overall, I started by sorting all of the terrain meshes into a landscape folder. There are 3,675 of them overall. At first, I was trying to think up how to select multiple at once and give them new collision at the same time, which would have been a pretty obnoxious undertaking and wouldn't have been the best solution. There is another solution that I was able to come up with. You see, some of you may know that Unreal Engine 5 has a landscape mode where you can add in a larger chunk of land and sculpt it. So just as a quick example here, I can create this landscape and then I can sculpt it. Unreal Engine 5.8 has recently released at the end of June. And something that came out was essentially a 3D version of these landscapes. See, when it comes to the regular landscape, you can only edit it so much. It can go up and down, but you can't have any overlaps or caves or tunnels or anything like that. In the end, it's very limited. However, that's been changed with this new kind of 3D landscape that allows you to sculpt in caves and cliffs and certain overhangs, giving you a lot more freedom. So, the plan is to use that instead. When it comes to the mesh terrain system, there is actually an ability for you to take a mesh and add it into the terrain. It's just called a mesh to terrain modifier. So essentially I could take even just like one of these boats for some reason if I felt like it, and I could simply merge that into the terrain mesh, make the terrain take the shape of that boat. What I'm thinking is I could take all of these chunks of terrain, merge them together into one single mesh, and then introduce it into the mesh terrain system so that it literally just takes all these meshes and turns them into the mesh terrain. To begin this process, what I'm going to have to do is essentially select all of these and merge them into a single actor. Once I do that, I can just add it straight into a new mesh terrain and we are golden. So long as things don't crash and everything doesn't go wrong, which it will, it's gonna be perfect. So I'm just not gonna worry about it, and I'm just gonna look at this road that for some reason is floating. I bet that's an LOD. Basically, I'm just gonna grab all of these, which is a lot. What we're gonna do is tools, merge actors, merge, pray to God that this doesn't crash. Okay. Oh! Well, this seems to have worked. Okay, so this, I think I'm just gonna delete these because I'm not sure about them. I'm still new to this. I'm going to mesh terrain. I'm going to create a very massive triangle. Let's see. About that big. Like that. I would say that's a good size. And then I'll just go 2,900. Whoa! Yes, where's save and unload? Do that. Okay. Okay, at didn't take too long, so seems like it didn't blow up the universe. It seems to have saved and unloaded just as it said it would. You didn't have to cut me off. All right, I spent a quick moment trying to figure out world partitioning and how to kind of load things back in, but it just kind of loaded back in on its own, which is great. That's good. So all I think I need to do now is switch into the mesh terrain. I'm also just going to quickly grab the world partition editor. Okay. My house! My God! Help me! Oh. It crashed. That's to be expected. Anyways, now I just need to add a Boolean. Okay, static mesh. That's good. There we go. I just need to oh, wait. Uh-oh. Where did my big ugly static mesh go? Ah, see, that's a problem. Oh shit.
Check it out.
Okay. That's a problem. Yeah, what appears to have happened is, in the crash, all of my terrain, magically deleted itself. Which, I kinda needed that. So now I've got to go find my terrain somewhere. I've gotta, like, go venture to Davy Jones' locker to go grab it back. Wish me luck. Alright, it took me like 3 hours, 4 hours just to get back to where I was. Now we've got the... my god. Now we've got the whole thing back. Okay, it took several crashes, but we have the mesh terrain where I want it to be. Thank God. Now comes the spooky part. Come down to the static mesh. So that should be it. So now I'm going to go into mesh terrain. Modifiers. We're going to add a mesh modifier. We're gonna come down this, set it to a static mesh, and use selected mesh from browser. There is a... Oh, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Look at that. Okay, I think what I have to do is just make this bigger. And as I do, yes. Okay, I see what's happening. So you can see there is some stuff going on, but it's very small. And the reason for that is because this modifying area is very small compared to the overall map. I'm going to have to drag this out all the way till I get something at least this big. I'm a little unsure of this, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with a 30 on everything. Oh, we have motion. Okay, look at that. Hey! Alright. I'm actually really surprised this isn't crashing my engine every time I do anything. Why? So, let's go up to 100. I feel like 3 times the size is going to get us where we want to be. Oh. Yes, that looks right, actually. That looks like damn near perfect. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. They are pretty much right inside of each other. That may or may not be what she said.
What do you mean by that?
Everything is looking just fine. Oh my god, it all looks perfect. It's all perfect. I got some things figured out, and as you can see, I can now sculpt things in without it looking too bad. I'm sure there are better ways of doing this. This is just my first little cave. I'm gonna do more research. Either way, the entire reason I even did any of that was to fix the collision. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm on the right game mode, and we're going to see if that will work out for us.
I don't like this. Is this whole place just a bunch of groan-inducing wordplay for 7 TV critics?
Oh. Oh. Hold on.
Close your eyes.
Obviously.
Have no
Oh,
fear.
might have just crashed. Oh, we're back. And we're gone again. Okay. Alright, this is all traversable. None of this was traversable before. Maybe try this building. Yeah, okay, I'm expecting a little too much. A lot of the collision for buildings is still going to need to be fixed. But that shouldn't be a major issue. Now, the reason I think it's freezing like this is probably because of the world partitioning. To keep the whole thing from blowing up, it basically only loads certain chunks of the game at a time. You know, like pretty much every video game. I just haven't gotten it optimized here yet. But, yeah, can't go in there. But, yeah, that is everything. I would say the next thing I'm going to work on for this is definitely optimization, making sure everything is set up correctly. Setting everything up this time was a lot better, and there aren't like 7 duplicates of every shared mesh. I'm at a very good place when it comes to the amount of meshes I'm looking at. Everything is instanced already. I don't have to do that myself. There's only 5,000 or so instance types. Once we get everything correctly partitioned, that's not going to be too big of an issue, I hope. And it is absolutely nothing compared to what it used to be. I mean, in the previous project, I was barely able to get it down to like 30,000. The whole singularity deal, that was probably the best thing that could have happened to this project. I can start working on optimization next to get everything running very smoothly compared to even what it is now. After that, I do want to work on getting collisions set up for buildings and specific meshes. I think I'm gonna spend a little bit of time working on the materials, the textures, so that things actually look the way they're supposed to. After that, there might be some other things I need to work on, but I would honestly like to start working on the gameplay aspects. As you can see, I already added in the advanced locomotion system for Unreal. And I added that double jump. I even added a wall run, which isn't working right now, and it's also garbage, but I would like to start working on all of that, get my head around working on gameplay mechanics so I can get better at that and start introducing them. For now, I think optimization is the next step. So yeah, here we are. The Cosmodrome is back in UE5 again, and there is a lot of work to do.
Are you coming to the tree?